He said something along the lines, is Lori okay? And I said,
Brandon asked you that?
yeah, and I said, I don't know. And then he told me she hadn't come in.
I mean, let me explain this to you. Nobody's making you take this test. If you don't want to, you can walk right out that door right
And
now.
what happens to me?
Losing Lori has been the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You never get over it. I'm not over it now. I will never get over it.
Despite massive search efforts, her body wasn't discovered for nearly 2.5 months.
Lori Hacking was a 27-year-old woman living in Salt Lake City, Utah, whose tragic murder shocked the entire United States in 2004. Lori was known as a kind, intelligent, and caring woman who had recently discovered she was pregnant with her first child. She had been married to her husband, Mark Hacking, and from the outside, they looked like a happy couple preparing for a bright future together. Mark had told family and friends that he had graduated from college and had been accepted into medical school in North Carolina. The couple was even preparing to move there so Mark could begin his medical career. But behind the scenes, Mark was hiding a terrifying secret. Almost everything he had told Lori and their families about his education and future was completely false. He had never graduated from college, had never been accepted into medical school, and had spent years building a fake image of success. As the moving date came closer, Lori finally began discovering the truth about her husband's lies. Investigators later believed that Lori was devastated after learning Mark had deceived her for years. Reports suggested she was seriously considering leaving him after uncovering the truth. Mark realized his entire fake life was about to collapse. He feared embarrassment, humiliation, and losing the woman who trusted him the most. According to investigators, instead of facing the consequences of his lies, Mark chose a horrifying solution. On the morning of July 19, 2004, Mark Hacking called police and reported that Lori had disappeared while jogging near Memory Grove Park in Salt Lake City. He claimed she had left early in the morning for a run and never returned home. Immediately, police officers, volunteers, friends, and family members launched a massive search operation across the city. News channels covered the story nationwide, and many people hoped Lori would be found alive. During interviews, Mark appeared emotional and worried about his missing wife. He joined search efforts and publicly asked for help, making many people believe he was a devastated husband searching for the woman he loved. However, investigators soon noticed serious problems in Mark's story. Detectives discovered there was little evidence Lori had actually gone jogging that morning. Some of her personal belongings were still inside the apartment, and investigators found suspicious signs suggesting something violent may have happened inside the home. Police reportedly discovered blood evidence in the bedroom and signs that parts of the apartment had been cleaned. As detectives continued digging into the case, they uncovered Mark's shocking lies about medical school and his education. Suddenly, investigators had both a possible suspect and a possible motive. As pressure from police increased, Mark's behavior became increasingly strange and unstable. Just days after Lori disappeared, he was reportedly found running naked through the streets and was taken into psychiatric care. Investigators believed the stress of the investigation and the fear of being exposed were affecting him mentally. Eventually, according to police reports, Mark confessed a murder to his brothers. Authorities later revealed that Mark admitted he had shot Lori while she was sleeping in their apartment. Investigators believe he killed her because he could not face the collapse of the fake life he had created. After murdering Lori, prosecutors said Mark wrapped her body and disposed of her remains in a dumpster before creating the fake jogging story to mislead police and the public. The confession horrified the nation. People were shocked that the husband who had appeared on television begging for help was allegedly responsible for the crime himself. But even after the confession, one heartbreaking problem remained. Lori's body had still not been found. Investigators then launched a massive landfill search after Mark admitted disposing of her remains in trash containers. Search teams spent weeks digging through enormous amounts of garbage under terrible conditions in one of the largest landfill searches in Utah history. Lori's family desperately hoped her remains could be recovered so she could finally be brought home. Months later, searchers finally discovered human remains at the landfill, and authorities confirmed they belonged to Lori Hacking. The discovery devastated her loved ones, but also gave the family some sense of closure. Investigators believe Lori had been wrapped in carpet material before being discarded. Due to the condition of the remains, authorities could not fully confirm details about her pregnancy, although family members strongly believed she had been expecting a child. The emotional pain caused by the case spread across the country, with many people disturbed by the level of deception and betrayal involved. Mark Hacking was eventually charged with murder. At first, he pleaded not guilty, but later he changed his plea and admitted responsibility for killing Lori. During court proceedings, Lori's family described the enormous pain and heartbreak caused by the murder. Friends remembered Lori as a loving woman with dreams, ambitions, and a bright future that was stolen from her. Mark Hacking was sentenced to prison, and officials later ensured he would remain incarcerated for many years before even becoming eligible for parole. The murder of Lori Hacking became one of America's most infamous true crime cases because it was built on lies, manipulation, and betrayal. The story showed how a man spent years pretending to live a successful life while secretly hiding failure and deception. When the truth finally came out, he chose violence instead of honesty. Lori's story continues to be remembered across the United States, not only because of the horrifying crime itself, but because of the innocent young woman whose life was taken by the person she trusted most.